Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of the Lawyer.tv weekly news roundup. As you can see, I am not alone again.
Sup again. Well, this week has been a pretty interesting week in terms of news. On a local front, we had the launch of the new iPhone 5S and 5C a couple nights ago, right?
Wednesday night, midnight.
And two telcos actually had launch events. I think Maxis had a very top secret, small one, but we weren't there. We weren't invited. Boo. And but we were at the Digi one, and we had people at the Cellcom one to check out the situation there. So, Pang, we had our hands on with the the iPhone 5S and 5C. Let's just recap what we thought about it.
Well, I think we both could see that the flagship product, which was the flagship product this time around, is the iPhone 5S.
Yep.
On the outside, it looks exactly the same as an iPhone 5, but I think the changes here are completely overhauled inside. Like the new processors, you don't really see how good it is until you actually play around with the phone itself. For me, it's perfectly captured in the new slow-mo feature for the video recording.
Yeah, the slow-mo feature is really sick. It allows you to capture video at 120 FPS and then slow it down. The cool thing is you don't capture the entire video in slow-mo. I think the Note 3, the S4, when you do slow-mo video, you have to record the whole thing in slow-mo, and then you can only choose how much slower it goes. But with the iPhone, it records it in actually 120 FPS, and it's actually full speed. And in the editing bar, you get to actually determine where the slow-mo starts and ends. So it has a nice fade in, fade out sort of like, it's like fast, then slow, and then fast again. So it's pretty cool. That really impressed me the most.
I think the best part of it is that the whole thing was just really easy to determine which parts you want. The editing bar is on the top, and it's just really easy. You just slide out which parts you want to be slow and which parts you want to be normal speed.
And that's pretty much like Apple's ethos anyways, like make things easy, make things fast.
Yeah, the user experience in that sense is very good.
And I gotta say that is really cool. Is it enough for me to upgrade from an iPhone 5? Is it enough for me to upgrade from an iPhone 4? What do you think?
I think maybe for the iPhone 4, 4S, 5 maybe not so much, but at the end of the day, it's still down to how much you're willing to pay for a phone. This is 2,400 at the lowest. I mean, if you go for plans, it's slightly a few hundred ringgit cheaper and all that, but
I know people who don't want to take plans. They just want to buy phones off plan. Like myself, I don't like to be tied in for 2 years. Don't like to be tied in. If I can't afford the phone, I just won't get it. I don't want to get a higher purchase. It's not cool. So how about the new Touch? The Touch ID thing we couldn't really try much.
Yeah.
We just tried the demo thing. It was not bad because it asked you to actually touch the corners just to it's preempting you like touching it just accidentally quickly, and so it actually does register as well. It's alright. We couldn't really do much with it anyway. How about the iPhone 5C?
Well, that was my first time seeing the iPhone 5C.
Yeah.
So I saw my cousin having the iPhone 5S a few weeks back, but this is my first encounter with the iPhone 5C. And to be honest, I think whatever we said in our hands-on video, that was actually our really first impressions. It just felt very cheap.
Yeah.
The plastic was just it just didn't feel like it was a proper polycarbonate phone.
I really hate to say it because I was the first to defend the C not being cheap, but when I saw it, I saw it in Singapore and I couldn't believe it. It was really, really cheap. It felt like you were taking an iPhone 5. I could actually emulate it by buying an iPhone 5, slapping on a plastic case, and it's that. It's pretty much that. And you know what? The price, even if the price was lower, 1,499, it could be or like 1,299. It could be forgivable. But
you're talking about like a 2,000 ringgit phone, right? 1,999.
1,999, right? And that's not a 2,000 ringgit phone.
Yeah.
Not for Apple. Not for It's no excuse. Like when you brought it up, it's no excuse to have it so expensive when it's last year's phone.
Again, right? True. Yeah. It really is a phone that's a year old, and you just slap it with like a plastic cover and telling the world that we've got a new phone.
Yeah, it's not really a new phone.
That's
It's pretty
not
pretty
cool.
from afar, and then when you see it's shiny, glossy plastic.
Oh man, it's so glossy. Yes, yes.
So in essence, we're impressed with the 5S, but won't buy it because it's expensive, and we just don't like the iPhone 5C.
Yep, but that's Apple this week, But I think the biggest news was on Friday. Friday, when we woke up to news of Google announcing its new Android 4.4 KitKat operating system. It's a totally new device, a totally new operating system. I mean, overhauls a lot of things, but I'm a Nexus 4 user, so I haven't got the update yet, obviously, but judging by what I've seen, it's actually pretty interesting. The biggest addition here for me is the fact that they're now allowing Android 4.4 to work better on lower end hardware, and that's a really big thing. It's optimized, I think, better optimized to run on phones that have like 512 megabytes of RAM.
Wow.
Nowadays you have phones with 3 gigs of RAM. This is 512 megabytes and it's optimized to run better.
So it's like could you say it's like the Mavericks of the Android world?
Wow, Mavericks.
That can go back, to all the older models and give it a new lease of life.
In a way, maybe, but you probably have to root your phone yourself because at the end of the day, you're still bound to whatever brand.
Yeah, that's true.
So your older phones may not have the product life cycle to last until Android 4.4. So,
but if it was more readily available, would it solve Android segmentation in
fragmentation? Yes, of course. This is one of the biggest things that they were doing to
that's huge.
Circumvent the fragmentation issue that they have. But and they're also helping out with third-party developers as well who are developing launches, custom launches. There's actually now a specific area like I can't remember somewhere in the settings that allows you to easily choose between which launches you want, from the custom or default launcher.
I see.
So that's
before
pretty cool.
you used to have to press home and it'll tell you.
Figure out which
that's quite
ones you
cool.
want. So in the end, I think this is pretty cool. I mean, I hope to be able to see this for myself soon on my Nexus 4, but but then again, why see it on Nexus 4 when you can see it on a new Nexus 5?
That's right.
So in addition to Android 4.4, Google also announced its new flagship Nexus smartphone, the Nexus 5. So you have a Nexus 5-inch Full HD screen, and it pretty much shares the same internals as the LG G2, but thankfully it's design-wise, it's a lot different. So it follows more like a Nexus 7 back cover. It's soft touch,
it's nice,
rubber. So I am really looking forward to see this because I'm using a Nexus 4, so I know, I'm familiar with how it looks, how it feels, the Nexus experience. So I mean, look at that, it's nice.
Yeah, I know you had like a big thing when the Nexus 4 came out.
Yeah.
What do you think that LG would have learned from this in Malaysia? From the Nexus 4,
well,
priced it a little more reasonably. I mean, what's the price of this? Is that $349?
So it's
US dollars?
$50, I think, more than last year. But I think the biggest issue here is just how fast they're bringing it over here. Because last year they took a really, really long time to bring it here.
Ages.
So the parallel importers had a really good time bringing it down and having a not so healthy profit, but still profit nonetheless. Talking 249, it's
1,001?
Just over 1,100 ringgit.
But we both know that it's not going to be 1,001 when it comes here.
I mean, as it is, it's unsubsidized. These prices are from the US Google Play Store, so they are priced possibly subsidized somewhat by Google. So we'll probably see somewhere, I don't know. I'm hoping it will still be under 2,000.
Oh, predictions. Let's do predictions.
Predictions.
I predict somewhere in the range of 1,699.
How much was it last year?
I don't remember how much it was last year, but I think it was
1,649.
1,649, 1,499, something like that. It was, and I remember you getting a lot of flack because you were still calling it a good value. Yeah,
I mean, at the time, the Nexus 4 was a flagship phone, and this time it's even more of a flagship phone. You have an 8 megapixel camera, but it comes with optical image stabilization. So hopefully the camera experience will be a lot better this time.
Hopefully.
I didn't really like the Nexus 4's camera. So now that we've got our predictions out, I hope we are probably on the right track this
Yeah.
time. You know, Nexus 4 last year, all our predictions were all wrong.
Yeah.
You know, but I think a more pertinent question, especially for us Malaysians, will be exactly when we'll be seeing the Nexus 5 coming into Malaysia.
That's a really tough question because LG is not exactly the biggest, you know, in Malaysia. In fact, you know, not like the other Korean brand. And also LG's track record hasn't exactly been great.
Yeah, that's true.
Bringing devices in, so I would have to say somewhere around Chinese New Year.
Chinese New Year?
Yep.
That's somewhere in January, right?
January,
Next
February,
year?
yeah, somewhere there.
That's 3 months away.
Yep. Exactly.
That's
you know what?
quite, okay.
Yep.
Okay. I don't know. I mean, for me, I want to say that, you know, maybe the Nexus 4's launch, you know, they probably had a better idea of how much reception they're going to get with this time around. So I'm hoping that we'll probably be seeing it hopefully by the end of the year, you know, Christmas maybe.
No, that's super optimistic.
Well, it's
Yeah,
2 months away, you know,
then,
so...
you know, I don't think so.
I don't know. I mean, I really hope to see it like coming in very, very soon.
Do you think that, you know, there was an announcement, there was like some rumored thing going on with Motorola and Google?
Motorola, yeah. So maybe that's something I'm looking forward to. You know, if the Nexus 5 is late, I guess, you know, you can wait much longer for that. For a Nexus Project Ara.
Yeah,
you know,
Project Ara.
Motorolaannounced a new initiative. It's called Project Ara. So they've joined forces with I think it's called PhoneBlocks. PhoneBlocks was an initiative, I think that was announced maybe about last month, 6 weeks back. And it's a really interesting concept about a smartphone where the hardware you can actually just customize, you know, and you can upgrade over time, you know, instead of upgrading a new phone, your phone stays with you. It's, you know, you get an attachment to it. So you remove certain parts that's outdated, a processor, get in a better processor, a better camera over time.
Yeah, if you don't use a camera that much, you know, put a 2-megapixel camera and put in like a bigger battery.
Yeah, exactly. So that was the idea from PhoneBlocks, and what they did was that they then did this social thunderclap thing, you know, to raise awareness to the world. And it actually worked, you know. They spoke to a lot of manufacturers. I know that the video they showed Nokia, Motorola, several other companies, I think even Yola as well. But yeah, about a concept for a modular smartphone. So they found that Motorola had the best fit, perfect fit with you know, being owned by Google, you know, the whole open initiative. It worked well with them. So Motorola and PhoneBlocks will now be joining forces and developing a modular smartphone, you know, and
but this is still in the
of course it's
not anything concrete. But even if it does, you know, Motorola doesn't have exactly the best presence in Malaysia.
I think they don't have one anymore.
Yeah, they don't
have pulled
one.
out of Asia.
Pulled out of Asia. So we're like, and yet more stuff we can't get.
Yeah, I wish I could see the Moto X.
But I honestly don't believe that it's such a good idea. But I don't know, even if Google spearheads it, who else is gonna play nice with them?
Well,
in the end, it's still a monopoly if only Google goes for it. Then they'll be able to charge you a premium for Project Ara cameras or Project Ara, you know, batteries.
It will create an entirely new ecosystem.
It will.
And the thing is, if it's not Google, who else?
Yeah.
You know, they've had that proven track record.
I'm not gonna
Oh,
do
well,
it.
Apple, if they create a modular smartphone, it's just going to be another iPhone, you know, that
iPhone block.
iPhone block.
4 or something.
So I don't know. I'm very optimistic about this, and we are actually this announcement is actually also unique because this is at the very, very beginning of like development. So they are nowhere near anywhere like close to producing it in for the masses and all that.
Basically, it's going into something which doesn't exist yet.
We're talking maybe a year, 18 months.
More,
I mean, a product development cycle for a smartphone is about 18 months. So this is like announcing a new flagship smartphone a year and a half in advance. So it could be a while, but
I did see renders and I'm not super impressed by them.
The thing is, they're not renders. They're actually Motorola actually had been working on its own concept.
Serious?
Interesting. That's why they joined forces, basically. You know.
Okay.
So these are all actually not renders. They are real products.
We'll put a picture up.
Yeah, so that's Project Ara. I mean, I'm very excited over it.
That's pretty cool. Right, so thanks for watching this week's episode of Laya.tv's weekly news show, and I really hope that you enjoyed our slightly longer,
Longer
discussion.
format.
We won't do this every week because you know what? Not every week there's something big to discuss. If you have liked it, please give us a thumbs up.
Or leave a comment in the comment section below.
And ultimately, please subscribe to Laya.tv. It really helps us know whether you like our stuff or not. And also, if you like, you will definitely get our videos earlier than anyone else. Because you know what? When we make it public, it gets put into your feeds and your subscriptions. So until next time, thanks very much again for watching. We're out.